Hello, my name is Jermund. I'm just going to go through my blog post here about making ledger work with REStake. So I'm not going to go through why and all of that. Just simply demonstrate the step-by-step guide essentially on 3 different networks. So I'm going to show for Cosmos, Hub, Juno, and Sentinel or DVPN. So the first thing you need to do is to basically go and grab the latest version of the REStake auths ledger CLI. So there's different options for all the different for most of the operating systems you might need. So I'm gonna grab the offset ledger for Linux AMD64, just copy the link address, and I will download it, and then I will just unpack it real quick, this, and then I have the REStake auths ledger working here. So the first one I'm going to do is Cosmos. So what I have ready now is basically I have connected my ledger device and turned it on and opened the Cosmos application, and then I have the wallet addresses that I want to enable this for also ready. You can of course always do that through after you've done the first part, but it's useful to get to just have everything ready, I think. So we'll call the REStake auth ledger with the grant command. So it doesn't actually do the grants, but it gives you all the commands you do need. Yeah, so we'll just fetch the networks here. I'm gonna, in the meantime, go and just grab the Cosmos address I will be using for this. So you can see it has all the different ones, but I'm going for Cosmos Hub, pasting in my address, and it will then show me the 2 validators that I can use for this. So I will do the Lavender 5 nodes now, and it gives me everything I need here. So the first thing I need is the CLI, the Gaia CLI, to talk to Cosmos Hub. So in this case, we luckily have the direct links here, so I will just copy paste this and download that, and let's see, I'm not sure if I need to unpack it or not. Can also be useful to just copy paste this into a text editor or something. So I'm just going to do that now, so I have it available here. Alright, so we now have, okay, we do not, yeah, we do have it here, so we just do Gaia. Oh no, we need to make it executable, and then we have the Gaia CLI. Perfect. So if we now go and look at what we were told to do here, was the first thing was to add the ledger to your keys. So I'm gonna just grab this one there, and so it says, oops, that's clearly a mistake, did not copy properly. Let's try again. So we have Gaia, and then I copy paste, and in this case I need to just do like this because that's the actual one. So now when it's just blinking, you take a look at your ledger and it says address 1 out of 3, and it shows you which address it's going to add, and this is just a public key. And then it will ask you for password for the keyring, which you will need later, and you can see it's been added. Okay, so now we're actually ready to go. So it's going to say, the first command is to grant access to withdraw rewards. So So I'm just gonna copy from transaction here because that's really all I need, since I have the executable here. And you can see it's who it's being granting access to. So this is the bot address that the CLI found, the message type, which is the withdraw delegated reward, from ledger, that is the key we added. -- ledger just tells the CLI that it's gonna need to talk to the ledger device, and then chain ID and node and all these things that it needs. So let's try that, and it will ask for the keyring here, and now it will want me to sign the transaction, so I just do Y, and again if I look at my ledger device, which you obviously can't see, it will show you just like when you use Kepler, for instance, that it gives you the transaction that it wants you to sign. So I'm approving that on my ledger device, and we got an insufficient fee, which makes sense because the default or the minimum fee is set to 0, unfortunately, which sometimes works, but most of the times it does not. So we're gonna try to increase that a bit. So if you just, I don't know exactly what to put here, but 0.25 or something. It's just trying to get it to fee that will be accepted. So again, I'm getting the transaction on my ledger, I'm approving it, and let's see if it goes through. It did. Now you can take this transaction hash if you want to and go and check it on, for instance, MintScan. Cosmos, and you can search for it here. So if I'm pasting that in here, it's also fast. You can also just do /transaction and then paste it in here as well. But it has not appeared here yet. Not exists. Interesting. Okay. So since we have the CLI, we can actually talk to the blockchain itself here and figure this out. So what we can do is we can do a query, and you can see that you can query for different things. So I want to query for a transaction here. So I'm going to do query transaction, paste in the hash. Oops, and I will need the node as well. And that's the same that we have up here, so node, and then the RPC Cosmos Hub thing here. And then I received 2, yeah, because I did node twice here. So it is indeed there. So I guess just MintScan is just a little slow, or it takes a little bit of time for it to pick up on it. In the meantime, though, let's just see if there's, yeah, it looks okay. In the meantime, we can do the second transaction that we're going to do, which is to grant validator access to delegate on your behalf. So I'm just copy pasting this, and it's essentially the same command, with the only difference being the message type, which is here message delegate. So since we know the gas price was not enough, we'll just set this to 0.25 as well. Enter the keyring, and the ledger will soon show me the transaction to sign, ideally. But yeah, no, it's actually waiting for something here. Just not sure what's happening. Good question. Just check that we're still connected. We are. Let's just try this again. Not really sure. I'm assuming that it's having some trouble connecting to the to here to do the, because one of the things it does is that since it's set to, the gas is set to auto, it will try to estimate that. I'm guessing that's what it's doing right now, although I'm not really sure. Let's see, is this a transaction coming up soon? Still not. This is the demo effect, I'm sure, which is always fun. I think we'll might have to wait a little bit here. This looks okay to me. Okay, I'm gonna try to reconnect my ledger device. Maybe that's what's. Maybe there's something there. Again, just going through my PIN and opening the Cosmos application, and let's try again. Sounds like my computer is doing something, but okay. Well, we'll get back to this one. We can do one of the other ones in the meantime. So what we'll do is we'll go to we'll do the same one for Juno, which I know is a little bit trickier because it doesn't have all the information available that we would want. So let's do REStake and grant again. So it will fetch the networks, which takes a little bit of time, but it will be here soon. So we'll do Juno, we'll put in the address, and select the one validator that I'm using here. Yes, so in this case, it says you need to find and download the CLI for the chain, but we're not to find them right now from the registry. So what we'll do is, this is typically quite easy to find, so we'll just go to Google and we'll Google GitHub Juno, and let's just open this one. So that's the organization, and just Juno. That's probably the one we want. Yeah. So let's look at the releases. So I guess they released version 3 here because after the halt. So we should be able to. Not quite sure which. Doesn't really say if this is for Linux, ARM, or whatever, but I'm assuming that it is Linux. So let's just try it. If not, we can always build from source, which is not too difficult either. So let's just do to make it executable, and then do Juno D, and then, yeah, it looks okay. All right, so then the commands I will need. I'll again copy paste them into my document here. And yeah, Juno D keys add ledger. So we'll do Juno D keys add ledger. And what's okay, so they're executable, and this sometimes happens, it's not built for ledger yet, so we actually have to build from source in this case, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we'll go to code and we'll clone this one down. So we do git clone, to get it down. Let's see if there's any particular instructions that we need to. So this is done with startport, which typically means it's very, very easy to make a build. So we can probably just do just make sure I don't have any Juno already. Does not look that way. So we'll just go into Juno and we'll do a make install. So this one builds with ledger. You could also build this with starport directly. If you have that installed, you could do starport chain build. Oh, I actually forgot to double check which. Now I'm just doing it from the main branch. But let's look at the version 3 tag here and check if it's any different. No, it's the same one. So typically what you should do is you should check out the branch or the tag of the release that you want to use. So typically the latest one, but not always. So you just need to check which one is the current one. Okay, we now hopefully have Juno D installed. Sweet. So we'll just go back here and just remove this old one that we don't want anymore. And now we can actually use these commands directly. If I manage to copy paste it. So it's add key, and again the ledger is telling me that it wants to add it, and a new key ring here. Great, so now we have that in. So we'll go to Juno and we'll set up this transaction. Now what you want to notice here is that the gas prices is change fee, change denom, meaning that we don't know what it is. The best way to find the denom is to go to Cosmos directory. Brilliant site, also made by REStake. So you can just go to the search and type Juno, and under chain you will find the denom units, which is ujuno. That's what you're looking for. So I don't know the exact fee, but I'm just going to do 0.025 as a starting point and see where we get from there. Alright, let's try to sign this. So my ledger is once again giving me what I need here, and I'm proving it, and it looks like it went through. Maybe mint scan is a bit more. Actually, here we can also find other explorers, which is nice. So I'm gonna take a look at this ping 1 and search for it here. Thought this had a search function as well. No? Doesn't seem to work. Let's try this one. Oh, that's nice. Look at this. Yeah. Type grant and everything. You can even take a look and see what was sent. Very cool. Okay, so we have the first one in. Let's do the second one. And again, we'll just do 0.25. Was it Juno? Yeah, Juno. This one is working, so that's good. And there I'm getting the transaction on my ledger. I'm approving it, signing it, and it is done. So we are good to go with Juno. That's all you need to do. So now I've set up, and this one also went in. So now I have set up offset, which will be picked up automatically by the REStake validator script, and yeah, it will automatically redelegate and auto compound for me, which is excellent. All right, let's do one more. So this last one that I wanted to do was for Sentinel, because they just enabled offset recently. So I want my DVBN to auto compound. So we'll do grant again. Sentinel is in the address, and REStake is the one. Okay, again, so but this one at least has a link to the GitHub repo, so we'll open that. And here is a release, which I hope is the latest one for mainnet. Not sure if they're using this one yet. Also not sure if I'm able to see that here, but we can take a look. It's a version 0.6.2, which I believe was, oh, that's a different one for sure. Yeah, that's unlikely to be the case. Yeah, it's unlikely to be the case. So what we'll do is that we'll just try this one. Let's see if it works. I'm going to download this. Ooh, and we'll also copy paste this out since while we're waiting. Space here. Just have this command ready. Okay, so we need to make the Sentinel Hub executable. To make things easier for myself, I'll rename it to Sentinel Hub. It's less renaming I need to do. Didn't copy paste that properly. Try again. Sentinel Hub keys add ledger, and the ledger is lighting up. Okay, keyring. Great. Second one is, of course, the first grant. I need to do this, and again we see that we don't have the fee or DNAM, so we'll do 0025, and then we'll need to find the DNAM here, which was UDVPN, which is typically what they're named, U and then the full one. Okay, let's try. Alright, so we're signing this. Great, looks good. Let's do the second one. And again, this and the DNAM to 0025 UDVPN. Yes. And on ledger device, approve, and we're good to go. So now we got everything down here as well. Let's take a look at, see if there's any explorers here. Nothing here, but maybe there's one on Mintscan. Not sure what it's called in that case. Sentinel. Okay, let's look it up. Does not exist, so I'm guessing it's the same, that it's just slow. Let's try the previous one, see if that one is, that is indeed there, and successful. So I'm guessing the other one will be there in a sec. And it looks like it is. It's loading, which is a good sign. Has this one showed up yet? No. Strange. This one, not this one either. Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm sure it will come up soon. Let's go back and finish the last transaction for Cosmos. I would like to check if there's a better explorer I can use for Cosmos. Is the ping the one that couldn't search for anything here? Looks that way. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, I don't see any way of searching here. I feel like there's used to be a search here at some point. Anyway. Oh, there the Sentinel one appeared. That's great. Not this one. Okay. But we know it's there because we queried for it. Okay, let's try. So it was the second one that we still have not been able to run. Let's try it again. So we had Gaia here. Need to just remove this part and update the price to 0.25 again. Let's see if it works now. Here we go. So now it's coming on my ledger device and I'm approving it now. And this should be here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just this will also be added to the CLI, the REStake CLI soon, but in the meantime you can check these grants by using the CLI directly. So what we'll do is that we'll do a query, and in this case we want to query the auth-set module. We want to query the grants, and if we look at how this one works, it's you send in the grantor address, so that would be your address, and the grantee address, which would be the address we granted the permissions to. So we'll do grants, and then we'll just get the Cosmos, the address that I'm using, and in the commands here, the grantee is the first address here. We'll do this, and then we'll also need a node here. Oops, need a little space here, and it has found one, which is withdraw. So it hasn't found the second one yet. It's not there. But let's see, because it was the same address. Yeah. So I'm guessing it's just not updated here yet. It's coming soon. Let's see, maybe there's something. Okay. Oh, I don't know how to use that. What we can also do here to check, we can use use mint scan and go for the address, and we'll go to the transactions here and see what's been going on. So it has actually only registered the first one still. So I'm not sure if there's anything that's a bit slow going. We can also query the last one here. So we did, what was it? Here was that transaction. So we'll just keep the nodes thing here. We'll query transaction. Not found. That is interesting. because this was so maybe it didn't actually go through, but I would prefer to perhaps there is some slowness going on somewhere here. You can maybe try to change the node, trying using one of these proxies that are here. See if that makes any difference. So we'll need the port, but we'll just use this one instead. And it still doesn't. It's missing port in address. I very much disagree with that. Oh, you need it, of course, in the address itself. Still not finding it though. Well, it doesn't really hurt to do this one again. So what I'll do is I'll just do the transaction one more time. Just for fun, I also changed the node in case there's something weird going on there. It might be that I'm also lowballing the fee here a bit. We could let's do that instead. Let's try to increase it a little bit. Although I doubt that that's it, but let's try anyway. Okay, again on the letter. Okay, so far so good. Let's query again for this one, see if it's here. Oops. Not getting hit. Maybe there's some slowness happening right now. We can query the grants again, see if it's anything has changed. It does not. Okay, I'm going to end the video here, but I'm pretty sure this transaction has actually been broadcasted and it's just waiting to be included in a block. So it's just about waiting for that essentially. If it doesn't come in 30 minutes or so, I'll just do the transaction again, but it's certainly the same. It certainly looks like it's been done properly. Oh, now it actually looks like it might have appeared. So if we'll query the grants again, maybe we'll get 2. No. Okay, so maybe it's not fully there yet. Yeah, but in any case, everything should be done now. Let's check one more time here if it's received another transaction. It has indeed. 1 minute to go, and that should be the delegate one. Yeah. So this query, I'm sure it's simply being cached, but the grants, or the grants should be done by now. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching, and hope it's useful.